Happy Wednesday, North Central Washington. Happy Wednesday, Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us here at the NCWLIFE channel. I hope you ended your day with us here on the NCWLIFE channel. You went to bed, you turned off your TV, you wake back up, you turn your TV back on, and here we are. It's Wednesday, the 29th day of August 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. No Steve Hare today, no Steve Hare tomorrow, no Steve Hare on Friday. Steve's taking some well-deserved time off. Good for Steve. He's not on assignment, he's just goofing off, which is something we all can do this time of the year. Steve will be back the Tuesday after Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day weekend is almost here. We still got to get there. Forecast is looking pretty good. Lots to do today, lots to talk about today. Back to school for almost everybody who isn't in school already. In fact, that's going to be most of our newscast this morning with Grant Olson is going to be the do's and don'ts of back to school. We got a fascinating interview with Captain Edgar Reinfeld. Also some technological changes to the Wenatchee School District, which is pretty good news. It is back to school for Wenatchee, Eastmont, Moses Lake, Quincy, Omak, Okanagan, Ephrata, Aniak, and Kashmir. You're all back to school. Your 180 days of higher education begins today, of course, with the exception of Waterville. And remember now, Waterville, they just have a 4-day school week starting this year. It's a pretty good deal. Waterville needed to bring in more teachers. It's hard to recruit newly certified teachers fresh out of college, a little wet behind the ears, and they usually start out at some of the smaller schools as they begin their teaching career. And Waterville was having a hard time recruiting new teachers to come up to the beautiful area of Waterville. And so Waterville, with the permission of the state, of course, has gone from 5 days a week for school to just 4 days a week from school. They're going to go do longer school days. You still have to do that. But they're going to make the school days a little bit longer, but they're only going to do 4 days a week, which is a pretty good deal because it's working. It's teachers say, yeah, I can do that. Students probably like it as well. So it's basically a recruitment tool to get teachers to come to Waterville and teach, and I hope it works out for them. We've got lots to go to. We got sports to get to. We're going to preview the prep football season. We're going to start a series of those previews beginning today. Eric went out and visited the Eastmont High School football team as they practice, getting ready for Wilson High of Tacoma. They get going on Friday night. We will have the game right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Looking forward to that. So we'll have a nice little conversation with Coach Don and the starting quarterback for the Eastmont Wildcats. How did the Mariners do last night? Oh, tough loss. Tough loss. The bats are pretty quiet. Also, we have the latest Seahawk news to get to, the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays. Everybody is entitled to my opinion. And in the second half of the show, you don't want to miss this. One of our top content producers, well, one of our content producers anyway, Tucker Wagner, visited me. He came in yesterday, and what we did is we took a mini version of the United States citizenship test. You have to take a test to become a United States citizen, and Tucker and I did a 15-question test to see who knew more about America. It was kind of a bet. You'll get to see that. And we welcome you to play along. So grab a pen and a paper and dot out 1 through 15 because you can take the test with us coming up in the back half of the hour. All right, let's go around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. Good morning, Wenatchee. A little hazier, a little cloudier today. We're going to have a few clouds roll in by noonish or so. It's going to be about 50% clouds and 50% sun. And then the sun will be making its presence felt pretty good by the afternoon. The big story today is going to be the wind. There's a dry weather pattern, dry cold front. That's going to make things rather breezy this afternoon. Forecast details are coming up. So if you remember this shot from yesterday, not quite as hazy and not quite as smoky as yesterday as it is today. It's a little hazier, a little smokier today as we look up towards the Cougar Creek fire. As I mentioned before, with the winds picking up this afternoon, we may get some residual smoke and haze blowing in to the Wenatchee Valley. So good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Let's see what Cat has decided. I don't know. We just go. Omi Garden. A good shot of Omi Garden. Looking directly, and we're going to move it around a little bit. I love it when we do this. The Otobashian Bridge, right smack dab in the middle of your screen. Now let's go pan over and take a look at the East Wenatchee bench. See what it's looking like today, and it looks fine to me. No problems at all. This camera is about the same height, elevation-wise, as the cross camera. Right across the view, up near beautiful Omi Gardens. You can see the Stamilt complex down there in the Old Station Industrial area on a good-looking Wednesday morning. And let's see where we go for camera number 3. Kat says, let's see what's happening in, is that monitor? That's the monitor camera, looking good. Hi, monitor, good to have you. You can see Kashmir. We're going to move that baby around. There we go. Look at all those orchards hanging in there, growing away. The Wenatchee River to your left, Highway 2, is the ribbon going into the Wenatchee Valley. Nice slow pan there as we take a look at the greater Monitor, Kashmir area. You can't quite make out downtown Monitor from there. But a beautiful view and just a few high clouds hanging around. And finally, camera 4. Kat says hello to Billy Goat. That's Billy Goat pointing down towards the Columbia River. And she may move this. If I know Kat, she might, yeah, here we go. Whee! And there is the mighty Columbia. You can see where the Medhow empties into the Columbia. You can't quite make out Pateros. About an hour ago, we had some spectacular footage as the sun was peeking out over the horizon and going through the clouds. It was a beautiful orangey, yellowy glow peering through the clouds. It was just gorgeous. Doesn't look quite as pretty as it does this morning, but it's still an incredible view. And that is, as far as elevations are concerned, that Billy Goat camera is about the highest camera we have. That's almost 7,000 feet above sea level. And on a clear day, you can see Canada from that camera. Not quite today. Thanks for starting your day with a beautiful, beautiful way to start your day. Let's take a look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. And there you go. The big story today is going to be the wind. We'll have some clouds thickening up. By 11 o'clock or noon or so, you'll notice quite a bit of cloud cover. Then the clouds will begin to depart as this cold front comes in. That's going to pick up the wind. We'll have light winds, a west wind, becoming a northwest wind, 12 to 17 miles an hour this morning. But by 5 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to be pretty consistent at about 25 miles an hour with gusts near 30 miles an hour by 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock this afternoon, and that's when it's going to be at its warmest as well with an 85-degree forecast high. Partly cloudy tonight, 61 for the overnight low. Be a little breezy overnight tonight. Northwest wind 10 to 18 miles an hour, gusts again as high as 30 possible tonight as the cold front continues to come through on Thursday. Lots of sunshine. I said it's a cold front. Look how much cooler it's going to be tomorrow. 77 degrees. Northwest wind 8 to 15 miles an hour, gusts about 25 miles an hour on Thursday. So windy beginning this afternoon, windy tonight, windy most of the day Thursday. The cold front exits the area Thursday night. Under clear skies, we'll get down to 55 degrees. Friday, lots of sunshine, 79. Labor Day weekend's looking really good. Saturday, sunshine, no wind, 81. Sunday, sunshine, no wind, 80. Labor Day, sunshine, high of about 82. Sunshine Tuesday as we head back to work and a high of 84. So we got to get through the wind. There is absolutely no rain at all in the forecast. So increasing clouds by the middle of the day and then back to quite a bit of sunshine this afternoon. Windy this afternoon, windy tonight, breezy on Thursday. Winds die down Thursday night. And then a very pleasant 3-day weekend coming your way. I like that. Thank you, Mother Nature, for that. After dealing with all that smoke, I think we could all use a nice, pleasant, mild, sunny Labor Day weekend. It's 7 minutes after the hour. As we mentioned, Steve Hare is taking some well-deserved time off, although he's probably watching the show. Hi, Steve. You locked your desk drawer, by the way. Can't get into it. So Grant Olson is going to handle the news, and we'll have one more news story after that. So Grant Olson with your news is right around the corner. And the news is brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Trained with a physical therapist who loves the outdoors as much as you do. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
The NCWLIFE channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good Wednesday morning. I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare with a look at your morning news headlines. A Seattle man is in custody after a one-vehicle accident near Cle Elum killed a teenager and injured 3 others Monday afternoon. Washington State Patrol reports 51-year-old David Cohen of Seattle was traveling east on State Route 970, 3 miles east of Cle Elum, when the SUV was driving, left the roadway, traveled down an embankment, and rolled several times, coming to rest on its top. A 13-year-old was dead at the scene, and 2 other 13-year-olds and a 12-year-old were all transported to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. All of the teens are also from Seattle. Cohen has been charged with 1 count of vehicular homicide and 3 counts of vehicular assault. None of the teenagers in the vehicle were wearing seat belts. Switching gears now, school starts today around many parts of north central Washington, and in the Wenatchee School District, students will be welcomed by a new 10-gig fiber internet system. The school district partnered with local telecommunications and the Chelan County PUD to install the new system back in June. Bob Shane, Director of Fiber and Telecom Systems at the PUD, says local tel will provide the internet service and the PUD will provide the pathway.
Providing the actual internet service. In other words, we're providing the pathway. The school district will put equipment on either end of that to facilitate the actual transfer of data, whatever speeds they need. Ultimately, what you have is very high capabilities for very high speed, very high levels of bandwidth, and also the school district has the control over the network in the sense that they're maintaining the endpoints, the active electronics, which is something that they desire to get out of this program or this solution.
Shane says these types of projects are fulfilling and says it was a great collaboration between local tel, the PUD, and the Wenatchee School District to provide a service that will benefit students.
It was, pleasure working with the school district and the local service provider to get this connection installed and in place for our customer owners. It's always a fun project in these kind of things, but it turned out to be the right solution for their application.
Tonight on the NCWLIFE Evening News, we'll talk to Dave Yancey, Director of Operational Technology at the school district, about what the new 10-gig fiber connection will mean for Wenatchee School District students this school year and beyond. Well, as we just mentioned, classes are set to resume today in the Wenatchee School District. The Wenatchee Police Department reminds motorists to be aware of students walking to and from school. Captain Edgar Reinfeld shared this public service message with NCWLIFE News.
Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department joins us here on the campus of Wenatchee High School as kids are getting ready to head back to school for the new term. I know that there are some things that the police department would like parents and students to be aware of from a public safety standpoint as we go into the new school year.
Absolutely. First and foremost, we're about to unleash thousands of children back on the street to get to school and get home from school every day. So in the morning and the afternoon, please be especially aware. It's the first week of school. A lot of kids are very excited. Their heads are somewhere else. So watching carefully to watch for little people darting out between cars, coming off the sidewalk, just generally running amok. It's a little bit compounded right now where we still have 3 construction projects at or near elementary or middle schools here in Wenatchee that are directly impacting the ability to get close to the school and get away from it easily. So the big ones we've concerns about right now, Sunny Slope Elementary, which is outside the city but very close, still has a road construction project going on. There will be some closures and some other difficulties for sidewalks. In front of Lewis and Clark Elementary at Princeton and Springwater, they're finishing putting in the sidewalks that were designed to be done before school started. They're going to miss it by about a week here, so about the first week there. And then at Orchard and Miller Street, right at Orchard Middle School, their sidewalks are also torn up while they fix the corners and the crossings to put in the ADA ramps and a couple of other indicators to improve pedestrian safety. So in those 3 areas especially, kids are going to be pushed probably more into the street than we would like, at least for a few days as we finish up these projects. By late next week, they should all be done. Should look a lot better for things.
Okay, now the kids that, of course, ride the bus to school, certainly parents make sure that the kids are out there ready for dressed well and ready for the school year as well.
Absolutely, and one big thing with school buses, if the red lights are flashing on the school bus, if the stop sign is out, it is absolutely unlawful to pass the bus. Do not pass the bus in that condition. And that goes for either direction. Just because you're coming at it, it's on the opposite side of the road. The stop sign is out, the red lights are flashing to allow children to cross the street in front of the bus is why it's there. Bus drivers in Washington State can take down your license plate, can forward it to our school resource officer or any other officer in the department, and you can still be issued a ticket for failing to stop for a school bus.
Obviously, motorists have some things to watch out for as well. Students returning to Wenatchee High School, public safety, I know that school violence in the past has been a big issue, but Wenatchee Police Department has resource officers on campus, and really kids got to take advantage of that.
Absolutely. We have our school resource officer for the district, and he does spend most of his time here at Wenatchee High School, though he gets around to all the schools when possible. The biggest thing that we could ask of kids is to communicate with us. By time some perceived threat or some other rumor is running around and feeds its way through social media and stirs everything up and we don't know about it for several days, we don't gain anything. If we get told earlier, we have an opportunity to try to trace back to where the rumor's coming from, see if we have an actual threat of violence or some other action, or if it's just somebody trying to push buttons, and see what we can make happen. We had an interesting issue last week that's not school related, but it was a social media rumor that was running around causing a bunch of confusion, and we put it down this weekend by simply issuing a report saying it's not true, and finally nipped that one in the bud. If we could get early contact in the same sorts of things here or at the schools, then we might be able to do the same thing and really calm a lot of people's fears and not let it spiral out of control for days.
I guess the message to parents and students, if you see something, say something.
Right, talk to us. We're here for you. We need to know what's going on, though, to be able to do what it is that we do to help you and to help the situation settle.
Good deal. Well, thank you very much, and good luck.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Steve.
Okay. Steve Hare, NCWLIFE News. Thank you.
And that's a look at your morning news update. I'm Grant Olson in for Steve Hare, and I hope you join me later today for the NCWLIFE Evening News at 5, 6, and 10. Until then, have a great day.
Thank you, Grant. We appreciate it. We do have one more education-related story. Of course, it's back to school for the students. It's also back to school for the teachers and education support professionals. Wenatchee rallied at district headquarters yesterday afternoon in support of the union bargaining team who is negotiating a new contract. Lori Wisemore is a paraeducator at Mission View Elementary, and she says in order to retain good employees, the district needs to raise the wages of ESPs, also known as classified staff, to better match those across the state and across the river.
According to a report from OSPI, Wenatchee School District classified employees' salaries average, we rank at about 201 out of 295 districts. You compare that to Eastmont, Eastmont's at 87 out of 295. So we have some pockets of people who are 19% below the state average. Some pockets are 25% below the state average. So it's time to work together to find a solution to get those wages up.
Wisemore says the union has a positive relationship with the district and they hope their concerns are heard and that the two groups can work together to solve the wage gap for the 300 ESPs.
We've traditionally worked on a 3-year contract, and our contract ends on Friday. So we are back at the table today to be bargaining wages. We've got a Wave for Wages rally that's going to happen today. We just want to bring awareness to the wage situation in Wenatchee. And we've got members that are showing up. We've got teachers who are showing solidarity and standing alongside us as we work to win wages for Wenatchee.
I was there yesterday to cover that event. I talked to Lori Wisemore off camera, and she said, contract or no contract, which expires at the end of Friday, they will be back to work on Tuesday after Labor Day. It is 18 minutes after the hour, 57 degrees. We're going to have some windy conditions and a high of 85 before we cool down. Lots of sunshine for the Labor Day weekend. A reminder, you can check out the news with Grant Olson and sports with Eric Granstrom at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock on this very television station, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Right here on the NCWLIFE channel. It's also available on demand on our website. We stream everything, so if you're out and about and you want to know what's going on right now with the news, you can go to our website and go to the Watch Now icon and watch us live. You can also watch the news on demand. You can also go to our Facebook page late in the afternoon, early in the evening, and check out the newscast that way. If you want to be a part of our news gathering team, we hear from you all the time, any number of ways to do it. The best way really is to email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com, because the entire news team is privy to that inbox. You can also private message us on our Facebook page. You can go to our Twitter account. You can go to our website at ncwlife.com and click on the Contact Us icon, or you can just pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number you see right there, 888-NCWL. 19 minutes after the hour, sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 4 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCWLIFE Sports.
I'm NCWLIFE News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
And we are back 20 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's time for sports. The Eastmont Wildcats begin their new football season Friday night at home. They'll take on Wilson High out at Tacoma. Michael Dawn is in his 4th year as the head football coach of the Wildcats. He says he wants to build off his team's momentum. Eastmont won 5 games in a row to close out last year.
When you get to the point where you're rolling as a program, you reload, not rebuild. And so I'm hoping we're getting closer to that point where we're not worried about, oh, we have to replace all these guys. We want to get to the point where we're like those teams. Kamaikan from a couple years ago, they win a state championship. They graduated 20 of 22 starters. They turn around the next year and they're back in the state playoffs and they're competing for league titles. We hope that that's where we can get to, and our kids just, next man up, step up and keep competing.
The Wildcats will turn to senior Kalen Massey to lead the way at quarterback. Massey says he thinks the way last year ended has helped players buy into working hard to prepare for this season.
Everyone from freshmen through seniors are expected to be at least one workout throughout the day. We have them at 3 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon for the kids who aren't able to make it from work. But everyone's expected to be there every day unless you're on vacation or something, lifting, and then after that you come outside, do either conditioning or working on your own skills on your own time. So it's just kind of everyone's expected to do something.
It's got to be huge in that momentum you had at the end of last year to carry that through the summer. I mean, is that all part of it?
Yeah, for sure. We've definitely talked about that throughout the off season, just carrying that on and how hard everything shifted like halfway through the year last year, and you could tell clearly going on that 5-game win streak. We've talked about that. Start off the season strong, and in my opinion, we're looking just as good as we were at the end of last season. So I think we'll be rolling right off the gate.
We always encourage you to go to the game in person. If you can't make it, we will have the game live right here on the NCWLIFE channel. Pre-game 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. The magic number is 150. That is not a good number, by the way. According to Russ Waterman, who is the athletic director for the Eastmont School District, that is the number 150 for air quality. It's the statewide agreed to number that affects outdoor activity. So here is the deal. By Thursday afternoon, they'll make a decision. Right now, it looks pretty good, but if the air quality is at 150 or above, by Thursday afternoon, they're going to move the game either to Moses Lake or to Wilson High in Tacoma. They'll have to make that decision by Thursday afternoon so the teams can make travel arrangements and all that other stuff. Right now, it looks pretty good, but we're going to monitor the situation. If anything changes, we'll be sure to let you know. Felix Hernandez, very first pitch of the game, gives off a leadoff home run, and then he shut down the Padres after that. Unfortunately, the Padres shut down the Mariners. Tough loss in San Diego, 2-1. Was the final yesterday. King Felix allowed just 2 runs, 4 hits, 7 innings of work, struck out 9. Unfortunately, San Diego rookie right-hander Jacob Nix was equally impressive. He got all the way into the 9th inning before he allowed a 1-out solo home run to Nelson Cruz. Kirby Yates came in to get the final 2 outs to end the ball game. D. Gordon and Mike Zunino were both 2 for 3, while Gene Segura finished the night 2 for 4. But San Diego's defense kept making one stellar play after another to keep Seattle off the scoreboard. Manager Scott Service said, hey, it was an off night for the offense.
It was an odd game in that regard. I don't think we struck out until the last one to end the game. Nix was, got the ball over the plate. They made a couple of good, defensive plays behind him. We had, a lot of balls in the air, kind of some soft outs there, but you got to give him credit. He threw the ball well. He was very efficient. We just really didn't get anything going offensively all night. We had a couple innings there and didn't execute, the sacrifice bunt, which, is challenging. We don't do that a lot in our league. Certainly ask our pitchers to do it, but, those are 2 big plays in the game.
Nix threw just 79 pitches in 8 1/3 innings. He gets a 2nd win of the season. Service said his club had a good night in approach offensively. It just wasn't their night.
Well, I think, we had swings. We had pretty decent swings on the fastball. We just, like I said, need some soft outs in the air. They made a couple good plays, in the field. I have to give them credit there. But, it's one thing if you're chasing a lot of pitches out of the strike zone. We're putting the ball in play. It seems like we had pretty good swings on it. But, and it was his night tonight. No real reason I can give you other than he got it done.
Two-game series with San Diego wraps up this afternoon. It's a matinee, 12:40. First pitch, Erasmo Ramirez is getting the start because Marco Gonzalez is on the 10-day DL. Joey will be throwing for San Diego. First pitch is at 12:40. It's an Italian name, and I can't spit it out. Let's go to the Les Schwab scoreboard for the American League West yesterday. Nick Martini, which sounds good about now, drove in a decisive run in the top of the ninth inning on a ground rule double. Oakland tops Houston 4-3, so the win moves the A's within a game and a half of the Astros for first in the division. Seattle is 7 games back of Houston, 5.5 back of the A's for the wild card spot. Manny Machado drove in 4 runs. Brian Dozier a homer. The Dodgers hammered Texas 8-4. Meanwhile, the Rockies got a great start from Kyle Friedland in a 3-2 interleague victory over the Angels. Colorado's win, coupled with Arizona's 1-0 loss to San Francisco, means the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are tied for first place in the National League West. The Dodgers are just a game back. Let's talk about Seahawks. Veteran wide receiver Doug Baldwin back at practice with the Seahawks this week, recovering from a knee injury. He said being out since last spring has not been very easy for him.
It's nice to be back feeling myself running again. I think just over a period of time, I mean, obviously playing this game since I was 6 years old, I don't know what it's like to not have football in my life. So to be out this long, I don't want to. It was hard. It was hard emotionally, so just glad to be back out there.
Baldwin's absent means, well, a lot more reps for some of the younger receivers on the team, not only with off-season workouts, but during the preseason games. And Baldwin says that can do nothing but good things for both the team and the players.
Extremely talented. You know, you got a plethora of athletic types. You got guys who are big and fast, like David Moore, who could pretty much do anything on the football field, and he's extremely gifted at maneuvering his body. Marcus Johnson, who is incredibly fast. Seal Grayson, same thing, but just has the shiftiness to go inside in the slot. Keenan Reynolds, who's shown everything, his ability to be in every type of receiver, especially showing his ability in the slot and his cerebralness. And the list goes on and on. Obviously, Brandon Marshall doing really well. Tyler obviously doing really well. Malik is doing really well. So we've got guys across the board who can do everything that the offense requires them and asks them to do. And so I think we're in a really good spot. It's going to be tough on the coaches to narrow it down.
Needless to say, Baldwin will not play Thursday night when the Seahawks wrap up their preseason schedule against the Raiders at home. He probably won't even play on September 9th. That's when the Seahawks open their regular season in Denver against the Broncos. And that's sports at 27 minutes after the hour. It is the 29th day of August. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. And today is According to Hoyle Day. According to Hoyle, Englishman Edmund Hoyle died on this day in 1769. He was a lawyer by trade, and of course he became best known by publishing books on the rules and regulations of card games and chess games and things like that. He was a card fanatic, but they would always have these arguments about rules. And he said, this is it. Somebody has to be the final authority. He wrote the book. And so when we say according to Hoyle, or you're playing any kind of gambling game with cards and there's a dispute, you get the book out and you find out what Hoyle said because he was the authority. And now the phrase according to Hoyle is generally used to suggest you are the expert or the highest authority on whatever the subject matter may be. According to Hoyle Day. You just throw that phrase out there and all of a sudden you're smarter than you probably really are. Thank you, Mr. Hoyle, though. You saved me a few fistfights at the poker table. 28 minutes after the hour, let's do Today in History. It is August 29th, and August 29th, 1911, 107 years ago today, Ishi came out of the woods. That's Ishi, the last Native American to make contact with European Americans. He lived in northeastern California. He was a member of the Yana Indian tribe. The Yana Indian tribe got further and further and smaller and smaller and smaller, and finally Ishi was the last Yana left, and there was nothing left for him to do but to make contact with the white man, and he did. Nobody really knows his name because Ishi did not know his name. According to the Yana Indian culture and custom, you never ever spoke your own name, nor did you ever speak the name of any deceased Yana tribe member. Well, since they were all dead, he didn't know what his name was, so they simply called him Ishi, the legendary story of Ishi. Look it up. It's a fascinating story. He ended up living they taught him English. He lived 5 years in an apartment at the University of California. Ishi came out of the woods 107 years ago today. August 29, 1966, 52 years ago today. That's a valuable ticket. The Beatles performed their very last concert before a paying audience, Candlestick Park, San Francisco, California. Only 6 people knew that this would be the last concert of the Beatles. The 4 Beatles themselves, their manager, Brian Epstein, and their publicist, Tony Barrow. The Beatles knew it would be their final concert ever, so they took pictures of themselves on stage during the concert. And Tony Barrow, their publicist, put a little cassette deck up on the stage and taped the concert, which has now been bootlegged widely and is available on the internet. The Beatles performed their very last concert before paying fans on this date 52 years ago today. August 29, 2005, 13 years ago today, the 3rd deadliest hurricane in United States history made landfall, Hurricane Katrina. Most of the U.S. Gulf Coast of Louisiana and the Florida Panhandle devastated. 1,836 people estimated died. $108 billion in damages. The 3rd deadliest hurricane in U.S. history made landfall on this date 13 years ago today. And one of the strangest incidents involving our military, August 29th, 2007, 11 years ago today. A United States Air Force nuclear weapons incident is what it became known as. 6 U.S. cruise missiles armed with nuclear warheads are flown from the Minot Air Force Base in Minot, North Dakota, to the Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. They were armed. The nuclear warheads and the missiles were supposed to have been removed before the missiles were taken to their storage bunker. They forgot to do it. They didn't even report that the nuclear warheads were missing. They've remained mounted to the aircraft the whole time in Minot, the whole flight in Barksdale, for 36 hours before somebody said, the warheads are gone. Oh, they're on the plane. And they were not protected by the various mandatory security precautions for nuclear weapons. Oops, heads are gonna roll there. And finally, we got birthdays on August 29th. I love jazz and I love the music of Charlie Parker, the great Charlie Parker. Bird, the greatest saxophonist of all time, regardless of genre. Charlie Parker, the genius, was born in the state in 1920. Like most jazz legends, lived a pretty hard, pretty difficult life. He died in 1955 at the age of 34, but his music lives on. The legend, Charlie Parker, born in the state. We just lost John McCain. Today would have been John McCain's 82nd birthday. Of course, we all know the story of John McCain. He's been in the news quite a bit lately since he passed away, the 2008 Republican nomination for presidency. John McCain, who died on Saturday, would have been 82 years old today. They're going to have services today in Arizona. He'll have Lion State in the nation's capital in Washington, D.C., and be buried on, I believe, next week. We miss him already. Elliott Gould is 80. Elliott Gould, there you go, American actor and producer. He broke out with MASH. He played Trapper John in MASH. The Long Goodbye, Friends, Capricorn 1. Elliott Gould, who was one time married to Barbra Streisand. He's 80 years old today. Congressman Dave Reichert is 68. He's going to retire after a great career in public service. He's still our congressman from the 8th District. His retirement has opened up what's going to be one of the most watched congressional races in the nation now. Dave Reichert, 68 years old today. My guess is he'll plan to spend a lot of time up at Lake Chelan in retirement. And finally, born in the state in 1958, the king of pop, one of the most well-known entertainers in American history, Michael Jackson, was born in this state in 1958, died, of course, of cardiac arrest in 2009 at the age of 50. His estate, the Michael Jackson estate, still grosses over $100 million every year. Michael Jackson's estate makes a lot of money. The king of pop, Michael Jackson, would have been 60 years old today. And that's birthdays. Hey, if you know somebody who's having a birthday, a local celebrity, get a hold of us. Go to our Facebook page. Send us a message. We'll see if we can get it on the air for you. Get some local celebrities' birthdays on this television program. Speaking of local celebrities, we got a couple of them coming your way. Everyone is entitled to Mike McKnight's opinion. That's right around the corner. And then local celebrity Tucker Wagner and I took a citizenship test yesterday. Join us, will you? It'll be a lot of fun. All of that still to come between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCWLIFE channel.
Eastern Washington, it's a great place to call home and a great time to own a home. It's the ideal place to lay down roots for your family and your future. Gisa Credit Union thinks Eastern Washington is a great place to own a home too. That's why we offer all kinds of home loans with personal attention every step of the way. We're your home. For home loans, we're Gisa Credit Union.
You can buy fruit almost anywhere. From first off the tree to first in your hands, Lone Pine offers seasonal fruit from their farm and around the region every day. Make Lone Pine your latte stop with coffee from Blue Star Coffee Roasters and a fresh piece of fruit pie. Take a break with a friend and order a cold micro beer or a glass of Northwest wine. Bring the whole family and enjoy a Lone Pine lunch or a fresh shake in their park-like setting. Lone Pine Fruit and Espresso on Highway 97.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. You know, what we've been wrong about heaven and hell. I realize that we've been taught about these places. It's really screwed up. First of all, hell isn't hot. No, it's not. I mean, you're supposed to be miserable there, right? So instead of being hot, hell must be colder than a well digger's butt with slush, ice, and terminally cold, wet feet. And heaven is supposed to be paradise, right? A place where you're both really comfortable, happy, and thrilled to be there. Okay. So heaven has got to be a place where it's warm, with warm salt water, cold beer, and garlic shrimp. But you know what else is going to be in heaven? Roller coasters, yes! Wild, crazy, upside down and corkscrew roller coasters with never a line you have to wait in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Heaven. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that is my opinion.
This is State Representative Kerry Condata inviting you to watch our new and improved 12th District 2.0 show. Now featuring more information on federal, state, and local issues in a leaner, faster format. Guest hosts John Wise and Shiloh Shower bring it all home with yours truly, Kerry Condata. Why do we call it 2.0? Because just like me, it's the stronger, faster, and lighter version of today's politics. Also available on demand at NCWLIFE.com.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old, fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
If fishing is your dream, make your dream a reality with a smokercraft boat from Bombfile Boats and Motors. It's not just about catching fish, it's about making memories. See a smokercraft boat today at Bombfile Boats and Motors. They also have a great line of pontoon boats big enough for fishing for the whole family. Find Bombfile Boats and Motors online at bobfile.com or on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee.
Bombfile Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bobfile's gonna make you smile.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. We have a wonderful staff here at the NCWLIFE channel. It's a melting pot of different opinions and ideas and people, and we all get together and create quality television, or we try to anyway. You're familiar with Steve Hare, our news director, who's on this show every day when he's not on vacation. So he's on this show a couple times a week. We have Grant Olson, of course. We have our beloved general manager and sports director, Eric Granstrom. It's a good group to work with. But there are a number of people who work behind the scenes that you never get to see, not only on this program, but all the quality television programs that we put together here on the NCWLIFE channel. And my guest today is your friend and mine, a top content producer from Cashmere, Washington, M. Tucker Wagner. Welcome to the show, M.
You can call me Tucker.
Okay, welcome to the show, Tucker.
Yeah.
We have a special little thing we're going to do for you. We'll explain that in just a little bit, but you're a first-timer, so for our viewing audience out there, tell the folks a little bit about Tucker Wagner.
Well, I work with you. You know, live in Kashmir. There's not much more than that.
Best interview ever. Tucker and I are going to take a citizenship test, not the whole thing. We're going to take a test, and there's a reason why we're doing this. You want to tell our viewers the genesis of why we're sitting here and doing this right now? How this came to be?
Because, you know, I thought it might be a good idea to take that for, you know, to register to vote. You should have to take the citizenship test.
You mentioned that. We were having a conversation in the newsroom, in the bullpen, as we say, and you mentioned kind of offhand that you think that people should be required before they register to vote or become a qualified voter that they have to take and pass the citizenship test. You believe that to be true?
Yeah, because, you know, there's like, we have public education, you know, it's supposed to make you like smart and stuff. Mm-hmm. So when you go to vote, you're an informed voter, but like most of America right now can't tell you the 3 branches of government. So yeah, it'd be a good idea, because you want informed voters, otherwise you get like demagogues and whatnot.
We wouldn't want that now, would we?
No, I mean, we kind of have that, but.
So here's what we're going to do. Our producer, Kat, found the citizenship test online. It's actually 100 questions. We're not doing 100 questions. We're going to do 15 questions. We didn't study for it specifically. I mean, I didn't go home and read the Constitution last night. I watched television. It's the nation's instruction manual. It might even be on our question.
Yeah, hopefully that's one of the questions.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take, Kat went ahead and isolated 15 questions. We're going to show the questions on the screen without the answers. You and I are going to write our answers down, and then we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to see how we do. We don't really have a bet. What's the bet? Loser does what? Buy lunch?
Buys lunch.
Okay.
Of course.
So.
Always want food.
And this kind of also got into because Tucker said, I can do better than you, Dan, on the citizenship test. And I said, no, I'll do better than you. So we have a little rivalry going. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready to go. So 15 questions about the United States of America. Again, you can play along if you want. We have to write down our answers. We'll come back from a commercial break and see how we did. You ready? Here we go.
Once again, yes, I'm ready.
Question number 1. What is the supreme law of the land? I know this one.
Cheat off me.
The isosceles triangle. Okay, hold tight, I'm not done writing. Okay. Question 2, what are 2 rights in the Declaration of Independence? Okay. The isosceles triangle. Okay. Question number 3. How many U.S. senators are there? I'll write that one down. Ooh, you may struggle with this one. Are you done, Tucker? Question 4. If both the president and vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? That's people's sexiest man alive, I believe.
Kim Jong-un, right?
Yeah, that might be correct. That was question number 4. Question number 5 on the citizenship test. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Okay. I think I know that one. Yeah, do you have
okay.
You don't
I think I know what it's asking.
Okay. Question number 6. Name one right only for United States citizens. Name one right.
I feel like this is going to be the answer. Isn't that the same question?
It kind of was the same question as 2, wasn't it?
Oh, one responsibility.
Oh, one responsibility that is only for United States citizens. Name one right only for United States citizens. Oh, I may just have to write down the isosceles triangle again.
I might go with the same thing.
Name one right only for United States citizens.
I'm going to go with question number 2.
Okay.
I think it's getting at the difference between a responsibility and a right.
Oh, a difference between a responsibility and a right. I understand that.
But what if other what if other countries have this right? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just going to go with the same answer I wrote for number 2.
Okay, that works for me.
I'll just write 2.
That was question 6. Was that correct? So we're moving on now. You, let me know when you're ready to go, Tucker.
I'm ready.
Question number 7. Who is the father of our country? I know that one.
I hope I know that one.
I can tell you right now, I think I'm going to do better than you.
I can tell you right now, I'm already doing better than you.
Question number 8. Name one of the 2 longest rivers in the United States.
Is that really a test on the...
Yeah. How do you spell
or
Aniat?
a question on the test? That's crazy.
How do you spell Aniat?
Who needs
Is it
to know
with
what
an T?
the river is? Maybe I was wrong about this whole thing.
Question number 3. Who was president during the Great Depression? Ah, okay. Okay. I got that one.
I wasn't alive then. Dan was.
Oh, that's very good. That's very good. For the record, Lyndon Johnson was president when I was born. I'll leave it at that.
Who? I don't even know what's right. I'm about to write George Washington.
I can't go anymore because then I have to pay for the royalties for Jeopardy.
I can't.
Yeah, you got to write something down for question 9. So.
Okay, I'll write. Okay.
Okay. This is question 10, which came up on the screen while Tucker was writing a question mark next to number 9. When was the Constitution written? Oh. Okay, I have my answer down there. This was question 10 of our 15-question citizenship test. Dan Kuntz and Tucker Wagner.
That one's...
Here we go, number 11. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen? That's a good one.
Probably to not break the law.
I think that's probably, yeah. I think that's probably something that you, yeah. What is one promise you make when you become a United States citizen?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. Do you know?
I'm guessing on this one.
I'm going to guess too.
All right. That's number 11. Okay.
You will protest? I promise to protest as soon as I get to this country. One promise you make.
Just write down the isosceles triangle. It's just easier that way. Whatever, Tucker. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now? This is, by the way, question 12.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
I'm not doing as well as I was at the beginning.
Okay.
Is it Pythagoras?
I'm sorry?
Pythagoras. He's the Chief Justice.
No, he is the Greek god of red hats.
No, that's definitely not.
You better
it.
write something down there, buddy.
What's that person's name?
I'm not going to tell you the answer. We have an agreement here, Mr. Wagner.
Oh man, what is
Who is the Chief Justice of the United States now?
Okay, I'm gonna keep thinking about that one.
No, what do you mean? This is not part of the rules. Question 13. The House of Representatives has how many voting members?
Oh, I hope I get this one right. But
okay. I have my answer down there. Question 14. Who is the governor of your state now?
Is that on? That can't be on the test. How is that on like
all
a
of
federal?
These are on the
how
test.
is that on like a federal citizenship test?
You're also a citizen of the state of Washington.
No, because if it's asking who's the governor of your state now and you're not a citizen yet, then wouldn't that be?
You're
like
really
the person
splitting
from
hairs.
No, that would be the person from like your country.
Well, thank goodness you have a lot of
Your
hairs to
native
split.
country.
Do we have one more question, Kat? We
That
have
would be a
question
test,
number
though.
15. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Okay.
It's because of the 13 angry Democrats that Chuck keeps tweeting about.
Now, you want to go back to 12, the Chief Justice question, or did you write something down? Because I'm ready to take a commercial break and unveil our answers.
Can I think about it over the commercial break?
Yes, but by the time you come back, you got to be.
Oh, I'll have an
You got to
answer.
have it, okay?
I'll have something.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a 25-minute commercial break. No, we're taking a regular commercial break, and we'll see how Tucker and I did. You're watching the special edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas, and introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and Eniac. Tacos Chava, tan delicioso.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCWLIFE and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And we are back. It's over. You can't write anymore. You can't add any more to the test. So he was writing all work and no play make Tucker a dull boy. That's what you were writing over and over and over again. Dan Kuntz, Tucker Wagner. We just took 15 questions from the official citizenship test as provided by Kat, our producer, who selected 15 out of the 100 available. You and I have written down our answers, and now we're going to go through them again with the answer. Are you ready? Now, you want to back out of the bet right now about the loser buys lunch?
No.
I have a big appetite.
It's worth it.
Okay.
Lunch is great.
Here we go, Kat. Let's start from the beginning. Question 1. What is the supreme law of the land? Of course, the answer is the Constitution, and I wrote the Constitution.
I won.
As did you. In fact, we probably should put these together so we know.
But then I'm going to see your next answer. Okay, we'll put it.
Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter now. You can't change it.
I'll put a check
Question
mark.
number 2. What are 2 rights of the Declaration of Independence? I wrote life and liberty.
I didn't get any of those.
Okay.
I started writing the Bill of Rights.
As you see, I wrote life and liberty, as you can see there. Question number 3.
That was
How
stolen,
many U.S.
by the
senators
way.
are there? I wrote, as you see, 100. You wrote 100. Congratulations, you got one right.
I got 2 right.
Way to go, my friend. Question 4. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? I wrote the acronym SOTH for Speaker of the House.
I wrote the Secretary of State.
Okay, you missed that one.
Yeah, it was close.
Ironically enough, though, when they passed the amendment, Harry Truman, the president at the time, said it needs to be an elected official because it was supposed to be the succession was supposed to be the president, the vice president, and then the Secretary of State. And Harry Truman said, no, it needs to be the Speaker of the House. Because if we go to that, it needs to be somebody who was actually elected. So there
Makes
you go.
sense, because he sits behind all those elected guys.
Question 5. This is when things kind of got a little cattywampus for me. Well, I got one of those right. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? Serve on a jury or vote in a federal election. I wrote vote. And you wrote vote. So we both got that. We'll take that, indeed. Nicely done.
Every time, they call and put me on jury, it's like they don't want me on jury anymore.
Well, the folks who run, the clerks who run the jury, they're smart people. Camera 6. Well, there you go again. Name one right only for United States citizens. It's the same deal. Vote in federal election, run for federal office. I wrote vote.
I wrote the right to bear arms.
So you missed that one. I don't think I've missed one yet.
I got every other one right.
Let's go. No, you haven't.
I have 2. Look at it. Check. X, check. X,
Okay.
check.
I trust you.
Okay.
Okay. Number 7.
I got 50%.
He fathered our country. His name is George Washington.
I wrote Madison.
No.
Madison, he's like the father of the Constitution or
yes,
something.
James Madison played a big role in the Constitution.
I feel like if it's the law of the land, George Washington
is commonly referred to as the father of our country.
He's like the first president.
Yeah. You're not going to win this one.
I don't know, he's like
maybe
maybe
the correct
a
answer
father.
is George Washington. Camera. I did
No,
it
I
again.
don't have everyone.
Question
everyone
number 8. The Missouri or the Mississippi. Of course, one flows into the other. I wrote Mississippi. You wrote Mississippi. Nicely done.
They're the same river.
For question 8. Yes, they are in many respects. Number 9, I'm pretty sure you didn't get. FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, was president during World War II and the Great Depression.
I wrote Steve Hare.
You did. He wrote Steve Hare, our next director. Steve's not that old.
Well,
he remembers FDR.
As you can see, I wrote you first, and then I was like, no, it was probably Steve.
Question 10. When was the Constitution written? I wrote 1787, and you wrote 1774. So I really like my chances now, everybody.
I'm not going to be a citizen of this country after this.
We may have to throw you right out.
I'm going to have to leave.
Question number 11 on our citizenship test. What is the promise you make? So there's a whole bunch there. Let's see. I wrote, don't break the law.
I also wrote, do not break the law.
Well, obey the laws of the United States. That counts. So we get that one right.
I'm counting it.
Yep. Thank you, Kat. Nicely done.
I made up for my 2 X's in a row with 2.
I'm really looking forward to your answer on
that's
12 here. Who's the Chief Justice of the United States? It is John Roberts of Ohio, and you wrote...
The old lady.
The old lady. You're probably referring to Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
Yes, she is not the Chief Justice.
Yeah, I didn't really think
so,
but you know.
Yeah.
That's the only one I could think of.
Again, you don't have to buy me lunch. Question 13 of our 15 questions have 435. I wrote 435, and
There's
you
only
wrote...
435 right now?
Yes, in the House of
I
Representatives.
wrote 532.
Okay.
What number that is, I don't know.
That 535 is the number of electoral votes.
No,
it's the number of senators and the number of members of the House. Who's the governor of the state of Washington is Jay Inslee, and you wrote Jay Inslee. Congratulations.
Good old Jay.
And the final question. Why does the flag have 13 stripes? Because there were 13 original colonies. That's what I wrote. That's what you wrote.
That's what I wrote.
Congratulations.
I lost.
I went 15 for 15.
You did not.
I didn't get any of them wrong.
Well, you didn't mark any wrong, but
well, no, I didn't get any wrong. Did I did perfect, did I not,
I think
Kat?
you studied.
No, I did perfect. I was 15 for 15.
Here are a bunch of X's and check marks. I'm pretty sure I didn't win.
I can guarantee you didn't win.
Hey, we still get to eat lunch.
Yes.
I just have to pay for it.
I can't wait for it. Lobster bisque, I'm thinking a nice lobster, about a 4-pounder with drawn butter.
I'm a poor millennial, Dan.
That's true.
We're getting like taco time or something.
Okay, that works for me. This has been our citizenship test. I'm Dan Kuntz. He's Michael Tucker Wagner. Thanks for watching.
Quit social media.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
And we are back, and for the record, we had a really good time taping that episode yesterday with Tucker Wagner. He is not going to leave the country. He did not lose his citizenship. We called Canada, and they wouldn't take him. But it was fun. I can't wait for lunch today. One more time, let's take a look at your weather forecast before we wrap up this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. There you go. Increasing clouds till about 11 or noon today, and then the clouds will be partying as a cold front, a pretty active and dry cold front comes in. So it's going to be windy this afternoon, especially late in the afternoon. We can see gusts, northwest winds up to near 30 miles an hour by 5 or 6 o'clock tonight. Going to be windy tonight as well. Overnight low of about 61. Windy for the most part Thursday as the cold front continues to slide through. It begins to exit the area Thursday night. Very nice Labor Day weekend coming our way with quite a bit of sunshine, very little wind, and mild temperatures. Have a great Wednesday. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.